This is the man.
Now keep going, keep going.
What? Hey, it's Eric with Jazz Wealth Managers, where today I want to do a little bit more of talking about some problems. Now, last time talked about somebody. This time I want to talk about more of an industry as a whole. And what more than I want to talk about is the financial industry and financial advisors as a whole. Now, you're probably watching this and you're wondering, why would a financial advisor tell me about all of the problems and conflicts of financial advisors? But I will just have to share that I've tried to find a way and, make it so that we can rid as many conflicts as possible. Dustin and I share the same thoughts with that. But in general, that's not always the industry standard. Unfortunately, there's a lot of other things that are out there. And that's what I want to address today and talk about, so that no matter what you're doing, whether you're looking to work with us or you're looking to work with somebody else, you get educated so that you can make the right decisions for your dough. So with that said, I want to talk about first where I started in the financial industry, because when I started in the financial industry, I wanted nothing more than to make a large impact. You see, I had somebody who called me, and they consistently called me all the time trying to sell me life insurance. But it wasn't just general life insurance, a term policy or anything like that. I was 21 years old, and they were trying to sell me a whole life policy. They didn't ask me how much money I was putting in my bank account for savings. They didn't ask if I was maxing out a Roth IRA. They didn't ask any of that. All they wanted to do was make sure that I paid $6,000 a year for this whole life insurance policy. It's not what I wanted to do. Now, this guy right here is the one. This is the man.
Now keep going, keep going.
What? Before I got rudely interrupted, you never know who's going to be popping in on my set around here. But what I was wanting to say was that I was basically getting sold a whole life insurance policy. Nobody cared anything about me. So I went into the financial industry to be the difference. Well, when I got started, unfortunately, companies want to look for experience. They want you to have, a bit more of a history of where you've worked, what you have done. And I didn't have that at the time. And so I went to work for a company, and they were a financial company, but they were actually an insurance company that sold financial products. And what I ended up learning was that a lot of what they were wanting me to do was just what this person was doing. It was doing nothing but selling. I absolutely hated it, but that's what, thankfully, I learned a lot from and was able to now teach you all the things to look for and make sure that you're looking out for. So let's go over here to the board, a handy dandy board, and let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So the first thing that you're wanting to look for when it comes to going and talking to people is something big that they will do, and that's sell you, okay? Well, the first thing you want to do there is ask them, are they a fiduciary? So what is a fiduciary? Make sure I spelled that right. But what a fiduciary is somebody who's working in your best interest. And you might already know that if you watch our channel. We talk a lot about that kind of stuff, but you've got to make sure that you're not doing that. So what are the type of things that they're going to sell you that they aren't working as a fiduciary with? Well, a big one is insurance. Anything to do with insurance. Now, I'm not saying that insurance is all bad. We've got to have something. I carry term insurance on myself in case something were to happen to me. My family will be taken care of. But I'm not buying whole life insurance. Whole life insurance, a lot of times, the commission on that when they're selling that to you is oftentimes over 100% or at least 100% of the premium for the first year. So if you pay $6,000 in 1 year, that person that it was trying to sell me could have made $6,000 in 1 day. And that, I think, is just a major conflict when it comes to things. So that's one of them. You've got to watch out for variable annuities. Variable annuities have high fees. All annuities do, especially if you're a younger person and you're just getting started investing. Or mutual funds. Mutual funds are some that sometimes people will sell. The reason they're selling those is because they get a commission on the front end. Now, what they're looking at doing is they're trying to get you in the door and get you started investing. And if you only have, let's say, $10,000 to start, if you've got $10,000 to start, a mutual fund may have a percent of, let's say, 5%. So if that's the case, then at least they're going to make $500 walking away from you that day. And then there's a little trail on the mutual fund that they're always going to get. Now, that's not a lot of money, $500. I wrote percent over there, but it's not a lot of money when it comes to everything, but that is money. So what would we do around here? A little different. We've lowered our fees as time goes on, but even if you're just starting out, you got $10,000 with us, well, our fee is 1.5%. At 1.5%, it's all on the website. We never, we're always wanting to disclose everything that we're doing. We're wanting to share everything that we're doing. There's nothing hidden. So at 1.5%, that's $150. Big difference, plus you get access to us, an advisor. We're not doing something that's $150 a year. That's not $150 in a day. So there's a lot of differences there. Now, so that's one side of the industry and the financial problems with financial advisors. The other side comes in on our side, and that is when you are working as a fiduciary. Now, granted, we all want to make money and we want to do things. And the fact is that as long as you're putting more money with us, we're hopefully making more money long term. I mean, who doesn't want to do that, right? We have to make money, feed our family. But the problem comes in where the fees get so out of control. I have seen some companies as fiduciaries that are charging their clients 1.5% up to $3 million. Well, just to give you an idea what that would look like. Now, first, let me explain with any fee that's going on, that fee isn't always going all to the financial firm. There are all types of insurances that we have to carry, errors and omissions insurances. We are a business. We have office space. We have a lot of these things that you have to come into, softwares that we're working with, everything that comes into play when it comes to a business. So not all of it's going there. But at what point does this get excessive? If you've got $3 million and you're paying somebody $45,000 a year, are they really providing that value? So the average annual fee for an advisor is actually 1%. So 1%, it's not a bad fee, but the problem with that is generally to get to that, most advisors are going to require you to have anywhere between about 100 and all the way up to 500, sometimes even $1 million just to get this fee and to not get sold a bunch of products. That is where the problem comes in with the fiduciary side. There's not much money to be made for an advisor when they have a 1% fee and $10,000 because that's $100. And most advisors are going to tell you, hey, you know what? Kick rocks. We're not going to just sit there and waste our time on $100. A little different on how we work around here. Our fee is structured so that it's going to continue to go down as we are working with you and as your money starts to grow. Now, with that, though, what we want to do is we're okay with somebody starting with at least $2,000. That's because we want to make sure that we're investing in the future. Yes, we love working with people that are retired and we're helping them, but we also realize that the people that are just starting right now, eventually they're going to be the ones with the 100,000, the 500,000. And if we're investing in you now, you know what? We're going to help you get there a lot faster versus somebody who's going to try to sell you a commission product. Thanks for watching. If you want to watch more FinTips videos, click here. Be sure to like and subscribe also.